Oh, it's recording. Okay, got that. Ha ha ha.
And we're on.
Yeah, welcome to 304 BB Hits, Jim in the Mountain. This is 304 Files, episode 5. Well, we were just talking about kids.
No, do you want to go ahead and
talk about this lady? We just got off the phone.
This is some craziness right here.
Well, what I gather is the secretary of the prosecutor's office, who the chief of the sheriff people guy. Did you? No, I didn't have him on speakerphone, but I don't even think he just said hello, and then was silent.
Like I didn't hear him.
But yeah,
I heard her.
He was just
like
probably
she
an
sounded
awkward
like a
call.
snippy, weird. Like she was like all paranoid. Like who are you?
Yeah, why would you?
Why?
Yeah, and
why?
I was like, I just need.
And telling you, listen to me, and
Listen
I can hear
to me.
this. And
Yeah.
she didn't even have. You weren't even
Listen,
on
Linda.
speakerphone.
Listen to me.
Yes, listen, Linda. That's exactly what she was doing to you.
She's like, listen, like, I mean, she was very defensive and very offstandish, and Amy said snippy.
That's perfect. Yes,
perfect.
snippy.
I can imagine her old curled hair.
Yeah, like,
what do you mean? What do you mean you want to know who our missing people are from 1970?
Well, we don't care to know, so why do you want to know?
What the fuck?
Like,
They were fucking whores.
sweep them under the rug and move on.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That's a joke. I'd take that back.
No, we're saying that's what she thinks.
No, or even her. I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, we were looking into we were trying to find out who could lead us to this information. At least court records. They sent us the records sent us to the chief.
And
The chief sent us to that lady.
And she didn't send us anywhere.
No, she took my phone number. She's like, are you affiliated with anybody? Or yes, I am.
I'm not affiliated.
With my own self,
Yeah,
lady.
with myself, lady.
I want to know. I'm doing it a freelance, pro bono. Alright, so this is our cult killing segment.
Yeah.
And
we have a doozy on
And
this
you're
one.
joining us for Coffee Scream, Monster Juice, and lattes.
Yeah. Lost the other place. Here we go. This one is a doozy of a case.
Yeah.
Like we were saying too, like we've read a lot of stuff and watched a lot of documentaries. And granted, what each and every serial killer did to their victims is horrendous. This case stands out among the worst.
Yeah, this is pretty...
It's rough.
Here we go. It's sick.
So, do we want to go into... It was Chicago. I think 82 was when the first body was found. So, 80, 82. And it was Robin Get something. It's Gecht. And he actually worked for John Wayne Gacy. Like, how crazy is that?
I wonder if they knew of one another.
It goes into that serial killer
had
cult
felt
thing.
Like, who would have done... Obviously, this weirdo obsessed with breast would have been dominating over Gacy and his gay tendency.
You would think, but no, Gacy was pretty angry, too. And
he reminds me of the kid from Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, he played him before in a movie.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah,
That's
he
why
did.
I think
Yeah,
he looks like that.
yeah.
But even that character
But
with
yeah,
the
he
lollipop
does.
and throwing a
But have
fit.
you ever watched interviews with Gacy? He isn't like that. He's really mean. Like, his last words were, kiss my ass.
I feel like my stepdad.
More than
Like
you
Larry.
would think the fat kid from Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, he's more that. But just mean and real, yeah. Watch some of him. He's a whole other monster.
I see his stupid face. And that
But yeah,
grin.
like, and Gecht would have been the right age to work for Gacy, the young, good-looking guy.
Yeah, but he had to have been such a...
This guy, yeah. Robin? Yeah, Robin was his
Imagine with
own
his hands
kind
in
of
his
monster.
Pocket, just standing there staring.
But he worked for him in the late
like
70s, and he
breast.
was killing by the 80s. So, that would have been same time frame.
Maybe he witnessed one of that, and
Or
thought, I'm going to
who
do
knows?
this too.
That's what I mean. It's that passing the torch shit that serial kill. The more I go into
Like
it.
Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've talked about it, Mr. Brooks, before. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy, he had, like, his own contractor business eventually. So, he had 3 other guys with him that did this. And their names are Eddie Spritzer. And then there was a pair of brothers. This I'll just spell. Koralies.
It was the Corelli
brothers. Corellis brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they pronounce it.
Yeah, and they had like a van. And what they say? The van? Like
had
there was
torture racks
and there was
whatever,
a partition, like a particle board thing that covered the back from the driver's seat. And the girl remembered roach
really
clips
see it.
hanging off the window.
Feathers.
Yeah.
Like 3 feathers.
Yeah.
And they were shackled. There were shackles more than torture.
Yeah, there was shackle stuff to tie.
And then objects. And they would, alright, so what they would do.
You want to say it, or?
Well, go ahead. You were introducing the story.
Alright.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, because he had a thing for breasts. Robin did. But Robin he turned it into like a satanic ritual.
He was the leader.
And that's how he got these guys to kill with him. But there's been speculation that Robin had already been doing his breast mutilation and rapes and stuff like that before he introduced these guys into what he was doing. They didn't decide all at once. Yeah, his victims were hookers and runaways, the castaways. And it's kind of sad, but they know to prey on those type. But he used piano wire. Yeah. While the girl was alive, the one girl that survived, Beverly Washington, she said that he had drugged her. He held her throat and dumped a bunch of pills down her throat. So she's real groggy, and he's beating on her and everything too at this point. And she came to, and he had piano wire attached to her left breast. And I'm pretty sure his foot was on her chest. And he's pulling to sever that breast. And that's horrendous enough.
Yeah, he mutulated her.
What else did he do? Then he violated her.
Right. The first victim that they found deceased, well, first off, hold on. He would cut holes in their boobs and screw the boob. He would cut it to the size of his penis.
Yeah, so that he would
could
have
fit,
sex with the wound.
And then he would duct tape it as best as he could and he wouldn't kill her. He wasn't killing them at this point, and would throw them out.
Yeah, I remember a prostitute came forward and said that he had forced her to cut a hole in her breast, and then he raped it.
Raped the hole. And
the other guys did that too.
Yes.
Yeah, they would do that too.
But it would be after she. Well, I don't know.
On the abdomen too. It was in different places. It was probably both during
to death.
Yeah.
Because
they like the screaming and the torture. These are torture murderers. They're kind of the worst. Like, Jeffrey Dahmer did some horrendous stuff, but he did it with their dead body. These people, they did it to him while they were alive. They're the scariest, I think, of all the serial killers.
Yeah, they tried to drug him.
At least Ted Bundy did what he did, but he bashed your head in, too, so that
he killed him first.
Yeah, before all that. Edmund Kemper killed him first. These guys, nuh-uh. You were going to die probably during... They
didn't care if you were alive or dead. They would leave you, or no, they didn't care when they tossed you out if you would live or die.
But I'm sure they assumed you were going to die.
Yeah, they assumed that you were going to die.
Because that's what got them caught.
Or they got the balls to
well, she was like the fifth one, so they probably did think it didn't matter, and they could toss her out, too.
And they had multiple stab wounds, as well as the breast being removed.
Yeah.
So the one young guy that wasn't a brother...
Eddie Spritzer.
Is the one that rolled on everybody.
Yeah, because Beverly identified the van.
She lived.
Yeah, and police went to intensive care. She couldn't even talk. She wrote stuff down and pantomimed, and she was, because they multiple stab wounds too, not just the breast being removed. And they found semen in the stab wounds.
Yeah. Too,
where these guys, and they made it like it was a satanic ritual. Instead of making it was horrible serial murder is what it was. But he made it into something it wasn't and made it like a sacrifice ritual.
More than Charles Manson.
He threw the theatrics to it, I guess. And
because
made the murder fun for those other guys to do it. Made it into something because they believed he had powers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they believed, like the guy recanted, the Spritzer boy,
was scared to death of him.
At first, he was like, when the cops had caught up with him first, through the van identification and leading it back to, they used the company van.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah.
arrogance.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So, of course, they came and was like, oh, look at your fucking fucked up van here. Where did you get this, buddy? And he's like, oh, it's my such and such boss's. And then he started saying, well, he's going to find out. He's going to get, you know what I mean?
And he was like,
he
showed fear. Yeah, he has powers over
like,
people.
Blah, blah, blah. And then once it all started coming out, they were boiling. They would take the breast home.
Yeah.
They'd have sex and masturbate with it again.
Yeah,
and
I guess he had a box of breasts in his attic in their little temple, satanic temple he had in his attic. They found, I think, 17 or 18 severed breasts were found in a box.
And they had boiled it down and drank it and ate them. And they also led normal lives.
He had a wife and a kid and kids.
He tortured the shit out of his wife with her breasts.
Yeah.
He began on old girlfriends. And
he started, he even had threatened his wife if she didn't cut it, somebody else was going to at one point. And so he was weird already about that kind of stuff.
And that whole group.
Yeah.
How many people did they get?
Oh, let me see. I don't know if I wrote a death toll or not. I thought it was
about
like
8 women. Yeah, I think it was about 8 women.
And not all of them were prostitutes either. Eventually, they were just on snatches off of the street. Daytime, nighttime.
Like the chick had got into an argument with her boyfriend. Now, there's 2 different accounts. One say it was a brother, and one says it's a boyfriend. And also the Natasha, when we get to her.
Yeah,
there was 2 different scenarios.
She was the real estate agent, right?
Yeah, there was one with the real estate and one with the little Chinese girl.
Yeah, the Chinese girl. Yeah.
Sue or something.
Yeah, she was pretty.
They messed her up. That was one of the first bodies they found with the maggots and all those stab wounds and the breast holes.
Because that's, like, maggots, it's a gross thing to say, but they go for the orifices in a body first.
Holes.
So the more stab wounds and holes in a body,
the more there is.
The more... That even in the Green River case, that's what messed them up. They thought the body was more decomposed than it actually was. And so their time of death was off. And it had only been 3 days, but she was so stabbed up. I think Green River, right? It was whichever.
The hitman?
No, okay, maybe that was like, I don't know.
In the
think
freezers?
It was, no, that's a whole other way for him to do it. All the stab wounds and the maggots and all the holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that it had eaten away a lot to help deteriorate or broke down the body.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they were convicted. The only one that got out is the Spritzer boy who recently got released.
Last year he was released.
Right. And did they give the one dude...
One of the brothers got death.
Yeah.
But see, the worst part of this is Geck was never charged or convicted of murder. They only got him on kidnapping and attempted murder because Beverly survived. The witness. So that's the only thing he's charged with.
So how did they not link him to the murders?
I guess there wasn't some type of... I don't know how that actually went down, but this was the only thing they knew. No, they tried him because they gave him 120 years for it. So, I mean, they tried him for her murder because they knew that was the only one they had absolute 100% proof because they're seeking death penalty. Mm-hmm. So, these guys got the other and involvement with this one, but instead of giving him this long, lengthy trial and everything...
He's still alive, too?
Uh-huh. Yeah. And Eddie was recently released. And I think both brothers are still on death row. Yeah, the one guy commuted to life imprisonment. No, not Eddie. Eddie wasn't released. One of the Coccarelli brothers. Thomas was released September 30th, 2017. So his brother was executed.
Okay.
In March of 1999. So Thomas must have had a better lawyer than Andrew did. You know what I mean? So Andrew's the only one that dies for this crime. He took the
fall when it should have been Gex.
Yeah. One guy's released. One guy gets life. And, he's still alive. And Gecht is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
In a Chicago correctional facility.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, in 1999, Robin Gecht's son, David... He was 18 years old. I found this, too. And he was involved in the shooting death of Roberto Cruz. They said, I mean, it isn't, like, the same, but reminiscent of his father's, the same cowardly, unexpected, and from behind type of attacks. Mm. So, I don't know, But he's serving a life sentence, too. His son.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, the sins of the father, I guess, in a way.